see if they can get Spectre a nice lane. Will the hero carry late like she has done so many times this tournament? Or will the Io Gyro duo continue to reign supreme?
I mean, that's really one of the biggest things to watch as well. As already we got some chants coming out from the crowd here. Io Gyro so often in this tournament feels like it's unstoppable. You stack up the jungle, you start to get to a quick level 25 on that Io, if at all possible, with the XP talent, and then eventually you just start doubling up the amount of damage that's dealt.
Yeah, we have had a couple problems early on. Sometimes if you can manage to find this pressure into the laning phase, but again, it doesn't look all too scary right now. I do think Chalice has looked very good on the Enchantress at times, and currently it looks like we're just trying to figure exactly where these matchups are going to be.
Uh-oh, FY caught in a little bit of a pickle as he's running through the river, and LGD gonna give up first blood. Fly takes it.
Yeah, nothing maybe can do there as he just walks around with his tree. And that should secure both of the bottom runes, but big mysteries up top. The problem for EG is it's very difficult to contest runes when you don't know where the Bane is. And so with him now wandering up top, they'll be able to spot him out, and they just know that if you try and contest that rune, you'll just get nightmared.
And each and every time, you're going to be seeing EG go in to secure as many of these bounty runes as possible, increasing the amount that we will see Sumail get on that Alk. And he doesn't even want to go over there and contest, like you were saying. So 2 for 2 as we start out in this laning stage. As far as big matchups to watch in the lanes, where do you feel like the most of the aggression is going to be found?
I think EG, well, in terms of aggression, likely it'll be trying to pressure into this Spectre, right? Probably see some rotations, try and see what the Undying can actually get done, see if the Venomancer can try and harass the Spectre actually out of the lane. This was something we were wondering about in terms of, like, how do you get off to a good start in one of these series, right? Like, every little moment counts, and you can see they were trying to go for a courier snipe there, hoping that they'd be a little bit lazy with it, but not going to happen. And the lane swap is still happening right now for EG as Arteezy is heading to the top to join his Io.
Yeah, wanting to make that long wraparound. Obviously, you go to a lane, you see a bad matchup there, then you have to TP. The other person can just follow you. And they want to make sure they get those lanes the way they want them right from the get-go.
To me, the most interesting dynamic in this match is going to be between our Alchemist and our Tiny.
Oh,
S4.
Bottom lane.
He's the one in trouble.
In some trouble. FY and X-Nova able to turn that back around, and now Fly also just trying to escape from this early aggression. They really want to secure that Spectre a great start.
And although she's the hero who's not there, Enchantress is the key to this, because this hero, she can be on her own. She's so strong in the lane. It allows you to pick heroes like Earthshaker, and you don't really have to be there with her. You can, sure, have a weak presence in her lane, or you can rotate around the map and get a quick kill in a little tri-lane like that, and then they'll rotate Ame up to try and get him out of that matchup.
Yeah, immediately just backing away, and now they're going to have the net out already onto the Io. Crit taking damage and is going to be punished a few more times. They have the homing missile, which is going to stop.
So typically, the problem that happens is that if you're the first team to rotate, then obviously their team will just TP to make that match back up. But with the kill onto S4 and him returning to that bottom lane, you can instantly TP the Spectre out, and now they have to just kind of stick with this matchup that they've been put into.
And Chalice playing in the support-ish type of role right now on that Enchantress, at least for the moment. And it's going to head off to the side camp to farm. In the meantime, X-Nova going to TP top and retake that place.
He took some attention bottom, but FY grabs the wave. Pulls it back over to the tower. This will allow Chalice to rotate over if he wants for this, or FY can just take it for himself. He already has that really early boots on the Shaker, and just will get him a little bit extra gold, but Chalice will make the rotation down here, and we'll rotate up to the Io, keep harassing there, and a good bit of farm for your support Shaker.
Yeah, and this is what we've seen work so often in this tournament as well, as teams getting that sort of 3.5 type of hero as S4 is going to connect these creeps behind his tower as well. That way you can get into those big Blink Dagger plays that we've seen so often from Shakers in this main event.
You can see, though, this mid lane, we haven't been here too much, but Sumail struggling a little bit here, only at 5 CS. 13 and 9 deny so far from Maybe, looking very good, up to 10.
Yeah, Tiny's having a hell of a game already, and Ame taking the Rocket Barrage behind them as well, but X-Nova is going to be there to try and make sure that lane doesn't go too terribly, as Fly looking into position, throws out the Fissure, just ensuring the Chalice gets out fine and dandy.
Not a lot of heroes that can stand in lane versus the Undying, but Ench is certainly one of them. We'll be watching for that vision game. We've talked a lot about it for LGD, but what's important is that you don't let Sumail catch up in that jungle. You can see right now just trading blows back and forth. Maybe he wants to try and make a play.
Yeah, and meanwhile, top lane as well. They thought about it going on it for Somnus, but they can keep these pushback as they are going to get the tower underneath, or the creeps rather, underneath their tier 1 tower.
Yep. That early ward vision has already been placed down, though. They want to watch that jungle area where the Alchemist wants to catch back up because they know that he's having a rough time already. And they use that to a great advantage in the earlier games to constantly pressure the enemy mid when they go for these catch-up plays. And as a Tiny, your whole role is to try and get fat in the lane really quick, get your kill levels and kill items, and go around the map and secure your team's advantage for your Spectre.
And Ame, speaking of Spectre, under fire by Arteezy, and they are going to find another kill. EG on board.
Yeah, Xnova was busy with the wave, trying to get some pulls off, and advantage taken there by EG, now leading 2-1.
One of the strengths of this combination, obviously, is the early kills you can get with the Spirits, as Chalice able to find the deny, still running away. So there's a lot of aggression onto him, but that heal is always going to mean
Fly, though. A regen rune for an Undying. This is fantastic. This guy's usually willing to kill himself to get free mana.
Yeah, and that means that he's set up to come and contest for the 5-minute runes as well, as another missile onto the head of Ame. Currently ever so slightly behind the gyrocopter, but it does really feel like the story of this game so far is the Tiny kind of dominating the Alchemist in the mid lane.
Yep, it's all about what you make of it, though. We've seen some pretty fantastic games from the Bloodseeker out of the mid lane for LGD. We'll see if they can replicate that as well with the Tiny.
Fly down bottom, just lending his presence to Chalice, and they can always make S4 feel uncomfortable on this Venomancer, as the wave is going to be pushed under tower yet again. Fly sort of zoning them back as well, so there's no dive possibilities at all. And with the 5-minute mark coming up, Sumail just farming away in the jungle. Fly is going to try and go for this rune here, and FY does still have the fissure, but not going to be able to throw it out in time.
Yeah, they'll just trade 1-for-1 as Fly dances away. But now the question is, can they hold back the catapult push? That's what we always think about when it comes to an Ench lineup, but they have an Undying and a Venom, so I'm going to say it should be all right as long as they keep both heroes down here for a while. They're actually trying to pressure onto that Harpy creep. Good choice here by Fly. This thing is so irritating if you let it just keep spamming.
Yeah, and this is kind of a cool look. I mean, this is an Undying. He can just run up and hit people. He doesn't care about it, so he takes down the creep. And with the catapults coming in, they're going to try and hold off.
Look at this pressure, though, from FY, just bullying Sumail in the jungle. He won't win that battle, but he's still stealing this experience from him.
Yeah, and I mean, he definitely needs it. Only level 2 on that Earthshaker. Right now, the lowest level in the game. As bottom lane, Chalice going to drop the heal, and TP out of there. Does look like he'll escape, as the Tombstone was down. He only went to the tower, so won't miss out on too much experience either.
Sumail, I don't know. He's in a world of hurt here. Now, the one good thing is that this is not a like a game-winning Alchemist by any means, and he doesn't really have to have this whole burden on him. He has an IO and a gyrocopter on his team.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, and as we can still see from the CS, it's not necessarily the prettiest picture. Net worth, he will eventually catch up in that as well.
Oh, but a haste rune for maybe. This is exactly what he needs right now. Taking spot Sumail vulnerable, he would be in big trouble, but he's actually rotating back to his courier.
And this could be a big play if he can make his move up here to the top lane. Crit and Arteezy don't know that this is coming, and with the Avalanche throw out, the toss, the chase, they've got eyes on this gyrocopter. The tree grab is there to get that extra little bit of range. Can they find this kill? More damage coming out with the Brain Sap. They throw out the missile, and Arteezy diving under the tower. Somnus wanting to toss him back, but he wasn't able to quite grab him.
Arteezy couldn't go for a risky TP. Actually, nothing there that would have canceled it, but he's not exactly positive on the levels for Xnova, and he will still survive.
So 2-2 already, and you can feel the tension between these two wanting to get off to a great start. Somnus stuck around, and Arteezy moving away with crit there as well. They're slowed down, but with Fly in the area, it's a little bit too dangerous.
Yeah, this is a lot of attention up top, though, so it is giving some space to Sumail mid as a wave will actually hit the tower. But a very dangerous 3-on-3.
Yeah, Sumail loves this, particularly if you just find that one kill onto the IO. I feel like EG are incredibly happy with the start.
Yeah, as long as they don't feed anything away to Maybe while he still sticks around. In fact, they will actually smoke because they're heading back towards mid, so this Radiant Observer ward near the top rune going to be covering.
So 7.5 minutes. There's an Alchemist who is trying to catch up. Running into the jungle, he spots him out though, and the Tiny chasing Avalanche not quite there within range. He is going to run away, but there's the toss-up lift. Can they find the kill? Yes!
Yeah, thought they might have to waste a ward there, but able to hold on to it, and then likely you're going to try and de-ward near that area, right? It kind of looked like they might have had a vision there as they were going after Sumail coming up the stairs, so might see them come over de-ward. They might end up missing this ward, so deep vision once again secured by LGD.
And that was such a storyline in the previous series that we saw from them, how much vision Xnova was able to provide for his team, and in this one, FY that's doing it as well.
I mean, you look at the top shrine area for EG and a very sneaky ward like inside the neutrals there to spot when he's trying to catch up in this jungle and allow them to punish.
Creep wave will be pulled back as 3 members of LGD move top, and Alchemist still under vision, but trying to farm up to the best of his ability while Somnus takes down that mid tier 1 tower.
No one can contest this right now, unless they're going to bring their full force with the Undying. That'd be their best bet. Has a level 3 Tombstone, but doesn't look like they're willing to commit the Arcane Rune on maybe. Rather threatening.
Yeah, kills off the creeps here, and meanwhile FY moves into the jungle just to sort of mess around with Sumail and soak up experience, possibly set up for a kill as well.
They might secure themselves in a tower.
And this is going to be tower, yeah, FY. Also just walking hand in hand with Sumail, taunting him with the enchant totem. Nowhere is safe.
Same time though, Heroes moving away from the top. They will start pressuring on the Ame. They're going to go for it with the call down. They're going to accept the fact they forced it a rotation and back away. Good call there from EG.
Yeah, and again, maybe just trying to buy a little bit more space for the Alchemist there by keeping the pressure up in that top lane.
Look at maybe though, he is fearless. He's just walking through, knowing he's near Radiant Towers, does not care in the slightest.
I mean, think about the stuns that you've got right now on EG. If things get really rough, he can probably just TP out. Only one you really need to worry about at this point is the homing missile.
Yeah, we haven't been bottom down here in a while, but that's because this is what was happening top.
More and more missiles spammed. Ame is going to get hit. He's thinking about it with the spirits. Io almost finding that kill, baited in, and X-Nova, the Fairy Fire, is going to keep Crit alive, but not from the tower.
Fantastic play with the 1, but now it's Fly with the Tombstone. Now he's going into the feeding frenzy.
Wanting to get out of there. Is he going to throw it on the gate? Doesn't have it quite in time, and EG do not pick up that kill on the Spectre.
Now Fly still has a TP. Sumail, he's going to use his. He's escaping.
Oh, S4 miss uphill, gets the bounty rune, much needed as he's hiding away in the woods. Chalice chases in, able to dodge away. They do have another Venomous Gale in a second. Get within close range, the impetus doesn't do that much damage. Now Chalice under fire, where they bring in the Io, seeing if they can kill him off, and the Enchantress is killed again.
They do have quite a bit of magic damage with such an early pick on the Enchantress. They are ready for it. Arteezy, the Haunt comes in.
He's chasing down this Gyrocopter. X-Nova, nothing really to offer, but I think that with this Desolate damage, they are going to be able to find the kill. They relocate to the top lane.
Level 9
wanting to make
Poison
this
Nova.
work. Is it actually going to happen, though? The Poison Nova goes out. This is going to start bringing down PSG very low. The Io jumps away from them, may be able to find the kill on his return, and they try and bring down S4 so low. Can they kill him off in time? Yes, they do, but they are still slowly being taken apart. Can they kill off yet another one? Ame, he drops to the Soul Rip.
S4 gets 2, Fly picks up the last. And what looked like a disaster there for EG, they come in with that saving grace, the Io and the Venomancer. Clean up a nice triple kill there, side of EG, and Fly in prime position here with this level 4 Tombstone to think about a go on this tower.
Chalice again, the call down is there. He's being healed up so close to the shrine, and with that, they're going to decide to back out. Well, Professor Nahaz told us it was going to be a lot of kills, 13 and 11 minutes. I feel like it's happening.
Yeah, but you saw Ame maybe get the kill down bottom. He was waiting for the relocate back from the Io, instantly kills him, and now he's just pressuring into the tower with a catapult.
LGD, still the Spectre. You look at the net worth relative to those other cores, and it feels like it has been heavily hampered in. This is a hero, though, that can catch up if given a little bit of space, and it looks like EG not wanting to give him an inch. They have to bring Chalice top.
One guy we haven't seen in a while, Sumail. He's just been doing this, rotating through that jungle, trying to get in towards that very early Radiance after the Aquila.
Top lane hurling more boulders. Possibly waiting for another opening with a relocate in 30 seconds.
It's more the strength of the Enchantress. Just putting you under the tower like this is Chalice. He's essentially supposed to create a bad fight for EG by having to dive too far.
Now they have a couple more hurl boulders. They're going to throw them now onto Crit as they try and take down this Enchantress. Fly moving into position as well, but the Fissure, it's on to 4, and now bringing in Ame as well. Chalice living through that one.
You need to clean up now, though.
They need a whole heck of a lot, and EG still standing tall underneath the tower. They've been bringing the Courier Somnus with the Shadow Blade, trying to reveal it now. Can he take down Arteezy in time? They're moving away. He's slowed down. He walks within vision, and they can't quite find it. Venomous Gale now onto the Tiny, and X-Nova, the rest of them in a little bit of a sticky situation as they're taking yet another down. The Fissure connects onto 2. The Fiend's Grip as well. He got the mana, and can they kill him off in time? They do take down Arteezy. Echo Slam as well. PSG.LGD trying to kill them all off. Crit brought down so low, And then with Ame chasing forward, another round of the ulti from S4. Venomous scale down. Are they going to have to kill each other to deny? It looks like Samus gets out. LGD, they're not losing anybody. Oh man, Fly almost getting away with it as well. Another round of soul rips, but it's Ame large and in charge and running down the Undying.
X-Nova falls the end of it, but still a massive win there for LGD. The bait of the Enchantress. It's so frustrating. They had to spend everything on her to get that kill. And at that point, you're far in behind the tower, and even the Tombstone couldn't save EG. Great reveal of the Shadow Blade for Maybe, and that's even fighting into those Plague Wards. Such a difficult place.
And that was fighting without Haunt. You now have it back up again. You start to think about the timing of when they can make the pressure.
Right away, too, just smoking up.
They know their target. They want to get that juicy Alchemist. He's so close right now to that relic.
That is one thing EG have done exceptionally well this game, but even with it being so close to net worth, we know the Alchemist, he throws that chart off a little bit. Tends to make you think you maybe you're a bit more ahead than you actually are. But Sumail, fantastic recovery considering the start.
And it does feel like the game plan, again, makes space. I'm sure EG would have loved to find more of those kills, but another
great sentry down.
They see Fly, but he sees them. Soul Rip not going to keep him alive.
All right, maybe not the greatest sentry. Didn't matter all too much there. Io and Gyro wrapping around, but under this vision here, very defensive from LGD. They'll know they're rotating into their own jungle. Maybe consider pinching in on them.
Up in the top lane.
Looks like FY's trying to bait here, basically.
They are wrapping with the rest. Maybe having that Shadow Blade available. Is Arteezy going to get found out? Io's still in the area. They spot him. Dropping forward. The call down already there. The heals coming through from the Io, but it's not nearly enough. And now Alchemist also under fire. He's caught in the feed script. They have the impetus down as well. Can they kill him off in time with the Haunt? They're trying so desperately, and they will kill off Sumail. Crit also being thrown trees in his way. They don't quite find that finish. But still, EG lose 2 cores.
LGD, it feels like they just always see what you're doing. You look at this mini-map and their wards, they're everywhere.
All over the place. They've got the vision that they need to take those fights. And it felt like, in a way, EG almost knew that that was coming. Obviously, the call down right there as soon as they were all spotted. And I feel like they'd feel much better about that on EG if Sumail was not one of the ones that was caught in the whole combo.
Yeah, now you don't really want to fight with your Alchemist. You just want to go back to getting this recipe, and that's where Sumail will go right back to the jungle.
So much of this game has been played around the top side of the map. And
the crowd, they love it. They know. There have been some fantastic Earthshakers this tournament out of China, and FY has certainly lasted the longest.
You also see there the Spectre going to go back for the Radiance as well. Maybe that leaves an opening again where this hero doesn't end up performing as strong as you would want in the next couple of minutes, and you can possibly get something done with the Alch. But it does really feel like right now LGD with a 2,000 gold lead over an Alchemist, and that Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker can make a lot happen.
They've done such a great job this entire match of just enabling their Spectre too. Feels like every one of Ame's haunts is going well for them. Trying to stack up some gold. A little bit difficult to pressure. Oh, top lane actually, they're going for it with the drums. Being popped from Arteezy.
No tower nearby, and they're going to for sure find this kill. Chalice caught and killed.
All right. Good find there for EG. Again, just more space, right? You have Sumail down in this bottom lane, relatively safe. Not really worried about the Spectre coming through. He doesn't believe that he's being backed up by the Tiny here.
They have a couple smokes, though. You did be careful about this movement, as Ame is going to deny everything. Sumail taking the safe route all the way back to the base, anticipating this potential rotation that could come as S4 going to drop down some wards in mid. They're moving on to this Venomancer. The Shadow Blade about to wear out. There's going to be the toss. FY spares no expense, takes him down.
The hood is fantastic this game. There's no doubt for S4, but it's not going to be enough there. A lot of heavy pressure on that bottom half of the map right now for LGD, though, and they are trying to abuse this as EG ever since that kill in the top lane on Chalice. The 3 of them have just been sticking around. They have some forward vision for themselves, trying to protect themselves from those ganks previously, as well as the sentries near the steps to watch if Maybe's closing in.
Speaking of Maybe, he's finished off that Echo Saber now, coming out on the Courier in just a second as the smoke underneath the ward.
Oh, the scan, though.
They know exactly what's coming. Dire has full information, and it's Maybe that's going to be there to break it with the Shadow Blade. They drop down a sentry as they try and retreat, popping the drums to escape, but as they throw it on the call down, it will secure EG's retreat.
I like the choice from maybe to also just go straight from the Shadow Blade into the Echo Saber, not worrying about this Blink Dagger up against Flat Cannon, up against a Venomancer. It's pretty unlikely you're going to get very good uses out of it unless you're completely initiating every single fight.
Yeah,
And now a DD even.
Guy hits really hard. If he finds Sumail, it would be a quick death. Top lane, speaking of quick deaths, we'll see if it's going to be X-Nova that gets chased down. Probably not worth it for a Bane, who will just Nightmare dodge the coming missile. And only a 1,000 gold rate right now, 9 to 15. We're about 19 minutes into this game.
Yeah, it looks like a very important timing coming up here soon for EG. I think once you get this Blink Dagger on Sumail, you want to actually try and pressure with this net worth that you're gaining on this Alchemist. You have to try and fight back up against the Spectre and Tiny before the Spectre's going to have a Radiance of her own. It's going to be a pretty narrow window, though, as that Relic's already up on Ame.
And it felt like you were making all this space for Sumail. Now you need to actually make something happen with it as well. But you can delay out the game, I feel like, with this EG lineup. Keeping the lanes pressured out. You've got decent save as well with crit on that IO for the relocates. Lots of ways to stall this one for Team Evil Geniuses. As he is going to finish off the Blink Dagger now. Pretty quick timing after that Radiance.
Yeah, but with it being a Blink Dagger and all, you have to actually make stuff happen. So looking for a smoke here likely from Fly. Try and find something under these wards they place aggressively into the jungle. One of them looks like it's been spotted here by FY. It's very close to that sentry. And they are able to get it.
Right now, maybe on the other side of the map, if they can take this fight with the Tiny not there, and he also does not have a TP. He maybe is just sitting in the bottom lane with no TP right now while they're about to go into a fight. X-Nova caught.
Oh, but FY, he's waiting on the sidelines. If they think they can turn this, he will.
They have the tombstone down. They need to be careful. Again, they don't have their Tiny. The slow is already going to be there, and LGD running away yet again. They have the Fiend's Grip onto the Alchemist. Can they kill him up in time? Maybe. He does have it now. He shows up. There's going to be the Avalanche toss. Hits into Arteezy. Can they kill him up in time? Yes. The Haunt is there. The Echo Slam as well to finish off a couple more. And Ame streaming forward, trying to take down S4. Can they do it in time? They have the Poison Nova out. Another fissure lands from FY. They've got them all in their sights. And EG in trouble as LGD have came to play on game day.
They know this game only gets worse. They feel pressured with that Blink Dagger to make something happen. And once again, it feels like they're just walking into the traps of LGD. Key play by Maybe to get that courier down there and get a teleportation scroll, or that could have been bad.
And you can hear this crowd absolutely loving it as we do get ever closer to that Radiance being picked up on the Spectre. Only a couple hundred gold away.
Yeah, but if
how much
anyone who knows this, though, EG, they understand some things about the Tiny. Sure, sometimes you go godlike. Maybe the game still doesn't go in your favor. You know, it can start to fall off. Everyone starts tanking up. If you can't instantly combo people down, EG are going to have to try and hold, even if it is up against a Spectre lineup.
Again, you look at this fight, it feels so good, but the courier going out there with the TP to make sure that Maybe can get into this fight, and all of a sudden, LGD are able to turn it.
Yeah, they're just constantly delaying too, right? The Fissure slows them down. The Fiend's Grip, it's not even what really leads to the kill. It just kind of slows them down again. EG don't know if they should commit or not, and then Sumail ends up running up into the Echo Slam here from FY.
Oh, devastating. And yeah, the DD on top of everything else. LGD recognizing their timing. See them feeling quite good about it as well.
Some benefits for EG in this match is that there's not really a fantastic Roche lineup on either side, and obviously if you're the team who's taking the lead and kind of feeling like you're stronger, you can more easily go into the Roche pit. Not really something you have to worry too much about.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they can also make sure that they keep these lanes pressure, as we said earlier, for S4. Wanting to keep it out whenever possible, as bottom lane is going to be assaulted, and it looks like the Tiny has again found a double damage rune. The bottom side has that bottled for the next fight. It's so dangerous, this hero with all of that amount of damage on him.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
9 to 20, 3,000 gold lead for LGD. How many times have we felt like we've seen these alchemists that fall behind in the early game?
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, it's true. They always find their way back. Some people have been skipping over this Blink Dagger, though, right? Because I think a lot of Alchemists were having this exact same problem that Sumail have ran into. They go for the Radiance, they get this Blink, and then they go, all right, sick, I have a Blink, and we just lost a team fight. And it feels like a worthless item. So a lot of people are feeling like, okay, I can't fight right now. I have to go for the Manta instead. And Sumail seemingly punished by this.
Yet again, they find the Fiend's Grip, and that's a Veno dead. No skills were able to get off in that engagement, and well, now they're going to come over and steal their Ancients as well. LGD, just everywhere they go, it feels like they're finding all those kills.
Yeah, and sound like a broken record here, but this deep ward up by the tier 2 tower, it spotted that whole rotation up top. They were able to scan. They understood that there were EG heroes in the area, and that's why everyone from LGD started rotating over there. Even though they have all this superior vision in the mid lane from EG.
It's the vision off on the sides and then anticipating those movements. DD about to wear off here for Somnus.
FY lurking in the tree line too. Maybe hoping they can bait out Ame here, but I don't think EG are going to fall for this one. They have a full HP tower. They already have D-ward at the top of that hill.
In the top lane, Somnus, he sees the Undying. They could think about doing this. They need to be careful. There is a sentry up on the high ground.
If they see their moment too, there's always the possibility they just haunt and give that vision over to FY.
But they will play it safe. LGD not wanting to go in for a fight when EG are prepared. That's one of the ways to get back into this game is taking a bad fight, and there's going to be the smoke out. LGD did not spot this one. Somnus being there to break it right at the get-go. They do get vision, but not going to hit on the Gale. And PSG.LGD dodging a bullet. And EG trying to figure out where to go now.
I think they're trying to bait a fight here in the Roche pit because they know they have some pretty crazy ultimates in terms of area denial. They want to use the Tombstone, they want to use the Poison Nova, try and draw LGD into them and see if that'll give them the edge in the fight. Every time, they're the ones diving on LGD, and then they're able to just delay, or they can get this counter attack in from FY on this Earthshaker. If they can start a fight on their own terms with LGD approaching them, they might actually have a chance.
I mean, honestly, it's sort of a tough conundrum to try and work your way through because they also are the ones that are kind of, not necessarily on the clock, but letting the Spectre free farm does not feel good. So they both need to make the play happen, and maybe Roche is going to eventually be that tool to try and force the issue. It's just they don't really have the heroes or the items yet to deal with it.
Yeah, you look at Sumail and he's a Blink Dagger ahead of a Spectre. Well, a Spectre doesn't necessarily need a Blink Dagger nearly as much, right? You're just able to haunt onto the target that you prefer, try and focus down this IO if you can at the start of these engagements. And Chalice with this Spirit Vessel too, a real threat for Sumail. He needs to get into this Manta as soon as he can.
Well, the game is definitely slowed down now as LGD have taken the lead, and it's really been off the back of this Tiny, played by Maybe.
Yeah, he is still sitting unkilled, 11-0-3. But again, it looks like a slow game too because they just can't secure Roche, right? Like so many teams have been prioritizing that Ursa. It's been a great part of the lineup because you're just able to always threaten Roche with 1 or 2 heroes so easily. And this lineup is just not really worth it for LGD.
Radiant are scanning.
Another scan down bottom. Radiant realize FY could be in the neighborhood. And this is the other thing that makes this lineup so scary from LGD. You've got 2 separate heroes that combo together with Haunt, could potentially blow up almost anybody.
Yep. Double blink in from the Earthshaker and the Tiny will certainly blow up many heroes. It's a lot easier than maybe the game Sumail had, where there wasn't quite as much instant nuke potential coming out. And once you get into that Aghanim Scepter from FY, we've seen how powerful that can be, most notably, of course, from Jerax just last night. And they do not have a lot of stuns on that Radiant side. Like, you're going to have to concoction him, essentially, or he's just going to be this free roaming Earthshaker throughout the fights. And that Aghanim Scepter on a strength hero, he has a ton of HP. He's a very tanky guy. Doesn't necessarily need a hood to survive through some of these Gales and Poison Novas.
And you look at the levels, too, that he's been able to achieve just by pure stat gain. He's up at level 14, ahead of both the Gyrocopter, the Venomancer, and the IO. So Earthshaker definitely having a great time so far.
That's a 25% XP IO that you're beating out right now. But once again, EG will try. They're going to smoke up. They're going to head into the pit.
And as if on cue, immediately, LGD move into position. They throw out the scan. They have perfect vision. EG, they've had some games where Roche has been their biggest friend at previous internationals, but if they take this fight here, it might go disastrously. The Haunt is already out. They're chasing down one. They have the illusions to chase them away. So
they can steal one of these too, though, with the Ench.
Enchantress will take over that one illusion. With the Tombstone already down, looks like Roche is no longer on the menu.
I do like that play from EG, though, the way they set it up. So, like, try and force them to commit. They don't go for it. Sure, we just back up. Still seems unlikely that LGD really want to play in this area of the map. And excellent use of the Plague Ward, too, there by S4, putting on top of an Observer and a Sentry, trying to spot these rotations in from Maybe. And now Maybe will reveal himself on the mid lane as they just push on through into this tower and say, okay, come get us.
Radiant's
You guys want to fight
middle
EG?
tower is under attack.
Looks like the answer might be no.
Yeah, they're not willing to take it as of yet. Still a scary proposition when you just don't have that vision onto the Earthshaker or the Tiny. Been left free to do basically what they've wanted this game. Top lane instead is where they're going to try and go for some counter pressure. They've got the IO and the Gyrocopter up there, as we do also see the Chrysalis being brought in.
Yeah, that's a 10-second BKB with a Chrysalis now here for Arteezy. If you can use that flak, maybe you actually have a chance to kill Chalice so that they're not going to spend all of their magic nukes.
I mean, that's the other thing, right? Like, how often have we seen gyrocopters that just don't really get into that farm? Occasionally on Arteezy himself, but they're able to do it in this game. It feels like it's a little bit of a different look.
Still, EG just holding this area. Not sure where LGD is. They can't see anything. They are playing blind at the moment.
Completely in the dark, and Ame farms. And they're going to walk back into the Roche pit. Haunt is down for another about 20 seconds or so, as he's going to slowly make his move in. But Chalice is there as well. They throw out the Venomous Gale. Also charging up the stun. Sumail, he hits it from the high ground. They found themselves FY. Can they get any more? Actually able to jump away. Jumps out of there, and Sumail now looking for another initiation. He blinked forward. The Fissure is still separating them, but the Fiend's Grip, they caught Arteezy. He's going down. They get the Gulp as well. No, the relocate out. He's able to escape. Oh, the IO got out of there just in time, and now FY looking for more. Sumail fully surrounded, encapsulated in pain as LGD take him down.
FY looks like he will drop to the poison, though. And Fly, he's on the hunt. Buybacks instantly. Haunt now out too.
And Chalice, there's going to be the Avatos. They take down Fly. They were able to secure themselves another kill on the Earthshaker, but he buys back. Crit is gone as well. And the only ones left are not going to be able to take Roche as S4 in trouble, being chased and thrown forward. Can they find this kill? I think so. Fissure for the block for good measure. Why not?
A great wall from FY will secure the rest of that engagement. How well are LGD playing these team fights? The call down completely wasted with a fantastic toss from Maybe to save FY, get him on the sideline, allow him to use that Blink Dagger with the Echo Slam. Even if they save the IO, the gyro still goes down and made it so difficult. And now with it in such a weakened state, they move into the pit. Tombstone back up.
They want to do it. They drop the Tomb inside the pit, just trying to get whatever vision they can. But S4, he was blocked off by the Fissure. He can't get in there with them. And now LGD with Aegis in hand. What are you really trying to do? Arteezy pops the BKB and runs away. Looks like S4 also going to make his retreat as they realize this fight is done.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left, though, for the Dire side. Unfortunately, very difficult to chase into, it looks like, for EG. They're not going to go for it. And now plenty of gold heading around there. They weren't able to steal the Roche kill either. I think that was their goal there, the Tombstone and the Gale. Maybe they can at least get that for their side, but it'll all be going FY's way as he moves in towards that Aghanim Scepter.
30 minutes in, a 7,000 gold lead for LGD. This is, again, as we've repeated oftentimes, against an Alchemist who needs to be ahead. I mean, where do you see this going now for EG? What do they need to try and accomplish?
I think that Arteezy to go for like the correct itemization here. He's just trying to win some crazy team fight, like a bunch of crits. You know, you're just winning this fight you're not supposed to. You're down in net worth. You get pretty lucky. You got this IO gyro where you're going to have the Aghanim Scepter put into the gyrocopter from the IO tether. That's the sort of thing that they need to actually win these engagements. We've seen some pretty crazy games with this combo where it just looks like they shouldn't be able to win the fight, and suddenly there's 12k damage that comes out from a gyro IO. You just have to actually get there, and we do have the tether for now, but there's still a long way to go before the full itemization will be there for the gyrocopter. You're gonna have to try and hold that high ground as long as they can.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Well, and you also take a look at, God, maybe it's just so scary. Every time he picks up one of these DG runes, I can just feel my heart palpitate.
Oh, your heart, eh? Well, maybe wants one too. He's opting for it. Ame too.
Oh, the Manta. They pop the BKB for Arteezy, just going to try and TP out of there. And it looks like with the Fiend's Grip, they've interrupted it. Crit is kind of also caught off to the side here. They want to try and save Arteezy, but it's not going to happen. And with all the Manta illusions in the world, with the Spectre on top of him, Arteezy is in the grave.
That Enfeeble is just destroying him too. No chance at a counterplay if that's on top of you. LGD taking the life out of EG here.
32 minutes, and it has just been all LGD. And again, it's just sort of the nature of the hero, but it feels like Sumail hasn't been able to do anything in this game.
Yeah, I love how they've now rotated Ame to being the one who's kind of going around getting these kills. And now it's Maybe who's just keeping the side lanes pushed. He's forcing the Alchemist back, making sure Sumail can't get out of control. He's still just jostling with a Spectre, and that is not where this Alchemy needs to be. They'll get one here, though, as X-Nova wanders in on one of his little ward adventures. So some life now for EG.
Much needed kill there, definitely. And that's what you would hope to be able to find with that Blink Dagger on the Alchemist. Buying time whenever possible. And Spectre Heart with the Manta style in the Radiance at 32 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to have a pair of them here as Maybe's about to finish his up as well. Very tanky couple of cores and only so much damage that can come out here from EG. This is going to just take so much of S4 out of the fight.
I mean, really, what are you going to do? I don't think they have enough damage to get through it at all. It's such a huge amount of HP to burn through, and you talk about the damage mitigation that's going to be there from the dispersion as well. And then there's an Aegis.
Yeah, the 500 health, and then potentially even the level 25 as well from the Spectre. Can be very difficult. And there it is, the big item, feels like, of this tournament, the Aghanim Scepter on the Earthshaker. I hope something that stays around for a long time. It's a hell of a lot of fun to watch.
Chalice, with that Spirit Vessel charge, has a pipe ready. LGD, no fuss, no muss. They want to finish this one off.
It is slow, though. This is lower bracket finals. Only 3 games. You don't get the full 5 or anything like tonight, so play very patient. Make sure that you're securing when you have a lead like this. Don't give anything back.
And one more little problem.
They're looking a bit here.
Yeah, they're all in the area. But again, Ame just walks forward and is this meat shield that they can't do anything about to stop.
Yeah, I think EG just not exactly sure where the rest of the squad was there. They weren't all fully showing, maybe thinking they were smoked under that ward on the high ground.
10,000 net worth lead.
If you're EG, you don't want to take a fight out there either, right? You want the fight on your actual high ground, force them to come to the base.
Yeah. And you can just see how aggressively Ame can play. He has 3,400 HP and an Aegis.
How about maybe? That's aggressive. He's just on the high ground.
They don't
into
care
this
at
tower.
all. None at all.
Another enfeeble here from X-Nova.
And RTZ just dealing minimal amounts of damage. Minus 22 on there. That is a rough one indeed. And the building's falling. There is literally nothing right now that EG can do to stop this.
Concoction dodged by X-Nova.
They chase forward. They throw out the acid spray. All of this damage over time. Spectre just brushes it off.
He wants that enfeeble again. Undispellable. So frustrating. Oh,
Somnus walks forward. They find themselves Sumail. He's going to stun himself while the Fiend's Grip is coming from X-Nova. They haunt over to the side, find themselves the jump to Echo Slam on the back line. They find themselves too. Crit trying to keep him alive, and he does that with the back. Chase forward for more. Fly wanting to find anything at all for his team. Some amount of damage amplification from the Flesh Golem. They're trying to kill off Ame. A secondary stun comes in. EG signs of life. They bring them down. Ame, where was he at? And now they find themselves S4 for the turnaround. All right, they're just gonna hop away, but Sumail, possibly smelling signs of weakness, finds himself another kill. That's 2 down for LGD. Chalice also in trouble. EG, they've somehow been able to find themselves a way back into this game, but no sun for Somnus.
Oh, they have held there. Back they go. And the way they were trading HP there from EG, just so clutch. And not finding their moment there with the Aegis.
No bounty rune for you. God. Well, an absurd team fight. It cost them buybacks, both on Sumail as well as Crit, but they did find a couple kills, and most importantly, they were able to hold on to their barracks.
Yeah, that's a very crucial part of the game, right? Because there was a chance that LGD might be able to close it out with that first Aegis, but just able to delay until it was way too close to the actual Aegis spawning. Or rather, being taken back from Roche, I suppose, as he snags it back. And we'll be waiting for that next Roche fight. But LGD still seem to have the edge when it comes to pushing out these side lanes. We will be watching for that relocate. Maybe they'll be able to find a couple kills now that TC's starting to get in some bigger items. Try and get survival with the Satanic. So that is being delivered as he's being harassed by X-Nova once more.
He's in a nightmare, but he's still punching creeps and towers. Arteezy.
This is a DD gyro.
They're moving in. Chalice is there as well. Gotta be careful. FY finds the 3-man stun, but Sumail to interrupt it. They have the tombstone up on the high ground, trying to bring down one. They are gonna kill off Chalice. Rather tanky, but they also are able to break the Fiend's Grip. Maybe this is not looking so great for Yasamna. It's gonna be hit by that stun in just a second. All the zombies in the world, they're piling on it. Tiny, they find him FY. He wants Echo Slam. Isn't enough? No, they can't kill him off in time. Sumail still living through all this. Arteezy trying to run. They've got illusions galore, but can they kill this gyrocopter? He lives through it all. The stun is gonna be there as well. EG streaming forward. They take down 5.
Sumail with the plays, the Manta style, chasing after FY, making it difficult to get into the fight when he really wanted to. Comes in with a dunk, but it wasn't really enough at that point. There's only S4 and Sumail remaining. They will go for this tier 3. It's just X-Nova. They want to force a buyback here.
And you can hear the crowd right now, happy as all get up. And now X-Nova, they throw down the Nightmare, trying to keep them around. It was a buyback force by the Spectre, but it's a tier 3 tower taken by EG. With this lead brought down to only 4,000 net worth, and Sumail wants more. Tries to take it, finds himself another kill. Are they really doing this?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Alchemist is online here. Can they get a chase down though with Chalice returning?
Man to dodge, Sumail taking a lot of damage, and can they kill him off? The chase forward, he's brought down so low, and with that Hurricane Pipe, it might finally be enough. LGD find themselves the kill on Sumail, dead for 100 seconds. S4, he gets out.
Able to escape there. No TP available for Sumail, so we won't survive that. And now just down to a 3K lead, though. Taking that tier 3 means now all shrines on the map are available. It was just a ranged Rax, though, so not the biggest win for EG, but certainly one they could be happy with. And the way that fight started, too, just what a fantastic play by Sumail to get in there with the interruption on the concoction to ensure they could try and get rid of Chalice at the beginning. And then it felt like they kind of had damage problems there from LGD. Too much sustain now coming out from EG.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a game. 21-35, and suddenly things feel a little bit more even. I mean, if you're, again, in the chaos, Roche is going to be back up again in 40 seconds as we take a look at this replay.
Yeah, slowly just trying to, it was like a slow siege essentially because of the Enfeeble, even though there was a DD there. This great play coming from FY, but look how close the Echo Slam was. It was about 3 seconds away from coming back into this fight, and then they're able to burst down Chalice because Sumail's play to get in there and interrupt. And then things just not looking too good. It's just the rundown from there, missing one of their big damage dealers in Chalice. Look at the sustain coming out from Fly. The Soul Rest being there, crit on the backlines, damage reduction, and FY just not quite able to clean it all up there, even though he kills the supports.
And you can see as well, you normally think about the strength of a Venomancer against an Earthshaker, but with the Aghanim Scepter, it didn't matter that he was breaking the Blink Dagger.
Well, at the same time, there was just an Echo Slam that killed Io and Gyro with a Haunt, so that might be an issue.
And LGD all of a sudden, okay, Sumail is still dead for 15 seconds. S4 trying to stay as close as he can to Chalice, but the Venomous Gale going to connect. 8,000 gold lead and LGD pushing forward.
Now they forced out the buyback of the Spectre, so a buyback from the Gyrocopter, something that we might be expecting now, as maybe wants to claim the first melee racks of this game, seeing if they can drive them back without using Arteezy's buyback.
Wow, it's such a hard hold.
There it is.
Sumail, there's going to be the buyback, and
What's
they
the
have
response?
a Tombstone down. They want to find him. Chalice hit with the stun.
Maybe he wants it.
They're chasing. Maybe able to get himself the melee barracks.
Sneaks into the top as they were chasing the mid.
40 minutes in, 21-38 and 11,000 gold lead.
Now there's no Haunt currently available. Ah, perfect, excellent. Thank you very much. We got a dunk in there from FY. The Haunt comes through. They instantly clean up that Gyro. The Gyrocopter, or Io as well. And now back into the pit though. They don't have those big ultimates right now from the Dire side. The Radiant maybe trying to get here in time. BKB available. Satanic too.
They're moving into position, but going to be a little bit late as Roche will fall and immediately EG retreat.
Well, a bold call there from LGD, but it ends up paying off big time. Aegis and Cheese, and they had a couple damage problems, but one thing is that the longer Ame survives, the more damage they will have. This will be his first real chance at a big Aegis if they can force a fight.
Type of game also where you look at this Spectre and it feels like in a 5-on-5 engagement with the Scotty now on top of the heart, just going to deal so much damage, and the 8% dispersion as well. Spectre, just an absolute monster in the late game as we're 41 minutes into this.
Radiant's top shrine.
Xnova now with the gem purchase too. They want to try and secure up this map as they clean up these shrines. Maybe even thinking towards that third Roche, so this game's not going to be ending anytime soon. But FY, I wouldn't mind seeing FY actually get a hood. I feel like he's being pressured a lot by this Alchemist, like just sending illusions at him. If you can get a hood, try and cancel some of this magic damage and still get your blink off in between a Venomancer too. Very dangerous stuff. He'll try and use the invisibility of the Shadow Blade to help.
Yeah. So curious. I mean, the other thing to talk about is maybe fully committing in that top lane to get the barracks, at least the first round through, is really important because you can sometimes see plays where you go for like an IO relocate and try and take down a tier 3 tower or something, but now that top wave is always going to be pushing out.
FY is actually getting so much space. He can just get a straight up BKB here soon. They're just giving him this full bottom lane. He's level 23, almost level 24 right now at 42 minutes. He's ahead of his Enchantress.
FY has had an amazing tournament so far. Been coming up for his team when they need him the most.
Yeah, these big team fight heroes where you can have this insane impact from the support role. Eul Scepter here on the maybe, being forced back.
They've got the dust out. It's going to wear off rather soon, though, and it's easy. Already brought very low, trying to take down. Maybe there's going to be the toss, though, the Echo Slam, everything, but all that regen coming in from Crit, they still managed to kill him through it. No buyback, 90 seconds dead, and now it's only Sumail, S4, and Fly trying to hold this tide coming forward from LGD.
The lack of stuns from EG, they couldn't punish X-Nova. He held Sumail back that whole time. There was no interruption from these concoctions, and now he's being chased down with the Spirit Vessel.
Into the fountain they go, and Sumail hits the deck, 100 seconds gone, and Ame wants it. Tier 4 tower being assaulted, LGD.
They learned their lessons last night. Go for the Tier 4, close it out, and LGD secure game 1.
And you can hear the crowd right there, giving a lot of love. Their Chinese friends, and my goodness gracious me, oh my, what a series to start it. I mean, at so many points, it did kind of feel like it was LGD that were the ones that were leading, but you see that big fight, the full wipe that came from EG, it sort of felt like it might have had a chance to turn back around.
It just seemed like such a well-executed game plan there from LGD. You know, pick this tiny mid for maybe, give him a good matchup, take over the early game, transition into Ame on the Spectre. We heard them talk in their interviews. There's no true captain. You could see different players leading throughout that game when they needed it.
That's going to do it.